Hello friends, today I'm going to talk about a very interesting thing, actually some of the observations which I have normally about different traditions followed in my country India. So today is a very interesting tradition, almost celebrated like a festival in Maharashtra especially, and this is known as Vat Poornima. Now, I call it a very, very romantic day, and you will know the reason for it. This is the day when a woman actually prays for a very, very long life, a healthy life for her husband. Now, India being a culture where there always has been the male dominating culture. I know times are changing today, but these were the olden days where the entire dependency, the financial dependency, the management dependency of the household was on the male member. So that was the importance given, and this female in the house would always, pray for the long life of her husband. Nevertheless, I see a lot of messages floating around this concept or this tradition of Vata Purnima. Yes, to some extent, we do have some light jokes which pass around. But friends, we must understand that every tradition has its own significance, and there is always some or the other importance attached to these traditions. Now tell me something, I mean, it's right from the childhood, globally, we have been believing in a Cinderella, in a Rapunzel having long, long hair, a Snow White, and a frog getting kissed and converting into a prince. So these are the stories which we have been believing from our childhood. These were our fantasies. So if these are the characters so much closely attached to us, or rather they become some role model for us, we learn a lot of things from these stories, then why not the stories which have been told from ancient times, which have so much of scientific significances attached to it. So similarly, the two people, Satyavan and Savitri, whose name you must be like the most Google names today, and most searched names today rather. So these were the two people extremely in love with each other, and Savitri, the wife of Satyavan, so how she fought with the Almighty, how she fought with Yama, who is known as the god who comes to take you when your soul passes away. So she fought with him for the life of her husband, and she revived it. So Savitri was very intelligent, friends. It was not just it was like a story which was told in a certain format. But remember one thing, Savitri did a very simple thing. What did she do practically? So when her husband was cutting woods in the jungle, it was quite a hot summer, okay? And, he fainted down. So the first thing which she did was she brought him under a banyan tree. Now, what is a banyan tree, and what is it known for? So a banyan tree is a tree which is known for giving maximum oxygen. The aerial roots which we see hanging in the banyan tree always have moisture in it. So the land below any banyan tree, the soil below any banyan tree is always cold, And Savitri did nothing but brought her husband below that. In today's pandemic times, we all have learned how important is oxygen for health. So all these stories put together, this is a very, very nice tradition where you pray for your partner. Now let us get into the practical corporate world. When you have to retain an employee, when you have to retain a partnership, what do? You either increase the salary of a person, you give an incentive, or you assure him other kind of perks, to retain the person at the end of the day. Because for you, for your organization, the skill sets of the person are very important. Similarly, friends, why not, the person whom you love so much, who is so dear to you, why not pray for the long life of your partner? And let me tell you something. So this is something which is really new. That why should only females do it then? Why not the males? So yes, males are most welcome to do it. I mean, in today's time when the female is working so hard equally for the household, I don't mind if the males start observing this tradition. Now, coming to the way it is celebrated in Maharashtra especially. So women generally, get up in the morning, they dress up very well. You can see me also doing that. So, they go and worship the banyan tree. They offer different kind of fruits. Now coming to the fruits, one is the jackfruit, one is the jamun, which you can see in the plate. Now why these fruits? For the simple reason, this is a season of those fruits. So you're supposed to consume them. Then there are mangoes which are offered. These mangoes are not the Alfonso ones, but these are very different types and varieties of mangoes which are offered, because now the summer is just getting over and the rainy season is starting. So these are the different types of food you consume during this time. And that's the reason I feel that, every tradition has its own ways of conveying different emotions, giving you different kind of significances. So instead of, having half knowledge and, explaining something else through the messages, it is always better to have a different perspective and understand why this tradition was started or why it must have got started off. The last thing which I would really like to mention over here is that please don't cut the branches of banyan tree, bring them home, okay, and worship them. Instead, travel to a tree which is closer by to you. The one thing which I will proudly like to mention over here is me and two of my friends actually started this good habit, that every Vat Poornima, looking at the space, because banyan tree actually takes a huge space and it is a tree which lives for 100 of years, another reason to pray for your partner. So the thing is that we plant a new banyan tree every time for every Vat Poornima. So now that is something which you leave back for the next generation, and that is more important. So wishing you all a very, very happy Vat Poornima.